Hey, good morning to everybody. Daryl P here, aka Artist in Recovery, and I'm actually taking a day off from making my usual videos today. I didn't realize it, but yesterday I really got overwhelmed by 9/11 memorials. And let me say this, I am no fan by any means of Charlie Kirk, but I didn't realize this morning until even just watching the video, the shocking video. Like I said, I'm no fan of his, but just watching the violence, and then the violence from the right, talking about how this is war, and even though nobody's even been caught yet, talking about how it's all Democrats' fault. And it really took a lot out of me yesterday. I want to talk about a couple of things that just keep repeating in my mind. If you watch my videos, I always talk about how I am a person big on empathy. I have part Native American background, and empathy to me is like saying, don't judge a man before walking a mile in his moccasins. I've always had a strong sense of empathy these last 19 years. I've been clean and sober. And here's the thing, when I first got clean, I was almost a little ashamed to say that I have a strong sense of empathy, that I'm empathic. I thought it sounded too wimpyish, too weak, you know. I've since thrown that thought out the window. Now here's the things that are going through my mind today, even though, like I said, I'm not going to be making the usual videos. A couple of things that I saw Charlie Kirk say with his own mouth, in his own words. So, this is without a doubt true. How he said that he really thinks, he truly believes the United States should have public, live executions, televised live executions. And not only that, but have them sponsored by big corporations like Coca-Cola. Something like that. I don't even know what to say about something like that. It's a vision, a horrific vision of a Orwellian future. It sounds like a horror movie, like The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. The other thing that keeps replaying in my head that Charlie Kirk said was that he doesn't believe in empathy. He didn't even believe it was a real word. And like I said, I feel like I have a strong sense of empathy. I believe that it's really helped me. For a long time, when I first got clean and sober, I had a hard time because I got my emotions back. I was numb for 2 decades, and then once I got clean and sober, I had a hard time dealing with my emotions. I had no idea how numbed up I was for those 2 decades. And the one that I had to deal with most was anger and violence. I was a very violent, angry person, especially back when I was using. And empathy helped me, putting myself in somebody else's position, or even in a debate or an argument. If I was that person, why would I be saying that? Why would I have that viewpoint? Trying to put myself in somebody else's position to try to better understand them. Now, Kirk was, from what I'm hearing, was viewed as some kind of master debater and conversationalist and into free speech and viewpoints. Another thing is, I saw there was some kind of memorial, I don't know if it was in Utah yesterday, with Charlie Kirk fans, and some person drove by on a bicycle and shouted something about Charlie Kirk, and they proceeded to beat the living hell out of this guy, all while chanting USA, USA. And I just think of the irony, the hypocritical nature of this, that their hero was a champion of free speech, and this guy saying a couple words was enough for them to pound on him. Anyway, last thing I want to say is, since Charlie Kirk was no fan of empathy, that he believed it was a made-up word from the woke left, then I will not give him any of my compassion or empathy today, seeing as he didn't believe it anyway. In it anyway. Just some thoughts on Charlie Kirk today. I would say rest in peace, but I really don't care. It is what it is. Have a good Friday.